Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to the channel. I am B-Hub. If it's your first time here joining me on the channel, I'm super happy to have you. Today, Raid dropped 12 new heroes, so we're going to review those heroes. Here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to give it a 1, a 2, or a 3-star, or some kind of fraction in between. If it's a 3-star, it's an absolute banger hero. Amazing. You should definitely invest in it. If it's a 2, then it's pretty solid and you can invest in it if you don't have anything better. And if it's a 1-star, don't waste your time. Let's just get it today. I'm excited for this. So check it out. Our first one is going to be our new undead legendary Crypt King Grall, and he is a very good hero. So here's what he does. He has the opportunity of placing the decreased attack. That is a very coveted debuff for clan boss. He has a 60% chance, so it's a little bit better than some of these other heroes, but he still will get outperformed in this area by like Tyrell and Padima and some things like that. But he's still a very good option if you don't have anybody else, and if you get lucky enough to get him, he's a solid option for this. I think he can pair well with other heroes who also have some decreased attack abilities, so you can keep that uptime on the boss. In addition to this, he also lands HP burn, which is great for clan boss, and then his A3 has the ability to extend the debuff to 3 turns of HP burn. So you can put HP burn on the clan boss, and then you can extend the HP burn. So you can get that for a pretty high uptime and have the luxury of having this decreased attack on the A1. So I think he is a 3-star hero for clan boss. I think he's going to be great in that area. I think he's going to pair well with other people for good teams. I think he's going to be a solid hero. Also, you get a little HP in all battles. So, hey, there you go. Crypt King Grall. Up next is going to be Knight Reverend, and it is Hegemon, who is the strongest of all the Digimon, apparently. He is just this hero. I'm honestly kind of sad to see a hero like this because I think he's too good. I think he's probably going to be one of those heroes that, now the thing that kind of gets out of this is because he's a Void Legendary, which means he's a pipe dream hero. Not a lot of people are going to end up with this hero. He's going to be few and far between, and I think that is the only saving grace for him as to why he's not going to be nerfed immediately, is because not a lot of people will have him. But for the people who do, he is a 3-star absolute just god tier hero, way too good because of his passive. Always goes first each round. The only way to get around this is if there are other Hegemons who have a higher speed than he does, which good luck, because like I said, it's a pipe dream to get him. So he goes first each round. Not only does he go first, he attacks all enemies, and he places a 50% decreased attack debuff, and he has a 50% chance of placing the block cooldown skills for 2 turns, which means in arena, he goes first, he cuts the attack of your team in half, and on some of your team, he blocks their cooldown skills. So not only do you not get to nuke your opponent down, you also might not even have access to your best skills. His A1 does this decreased speed thing, which is okay, but really it's all about I go first and I wreck your team. He's just too good, I think, in that area. And he's Void, so he doesn't really, he's not going to be weak to any heroes. I think he's just going to be way too good. If you get Hegemon, congratulations. You probably just win arena if you can build him right. And because his speed doesn't matter, and he's an attack hero anyways, it means you can just forego the speed stat on this guy. So no speed boots, you run 6-star attack boots on this guy, and you focus on high attack, as high crit rate as you can, with as much crit damage as you can, and some accuracy to land those debuffs, and you have yourself a winning arena team because of him. Absolute great hero. Good luck if you get him. And next we're going to our epics, and we're going to go to Golden Reaper, which is going to be a Void epic for the Knight Reverend. So her A1 has the ability to decrease a cooldown of one of the random ally skills by 1 turn, so that's kind of interesting. The A2 attacks all enemies, can put a decreased attack, and it can decrease the turn meter of each target by 20% if they're not under the decreased attack. And then the 3 is going to be places a 30% speed increase on allies for 2 turns and boosts her turn meter by 20%. This is definitely a 3-star hero. Here's why. So this is a better Apothecary. An Apothecary you see in Clan Boss, Apothecary you see in Arena, and you're going to see it in some like certain dungeons and things like that. But this right here is better than Apothecaries because the turn meter boost is a little bit more. The A1, I think, is better than Apothecary. Instead of just attacking 3 times at random, you attack, but you also have the ability of decreasing the cooldown of a random ally. So that's awesome in Clan Boss. Like, this is better than Apothecary's A1 for sure in Clan Boss. That's so good. And it can also help you out in Arena a little bit, maybe, but probably not that much. The fight might be over by the time you get back to these cooldowns. But even so, this is still an Arena three-star hero for me. But that's pretty good in Clan Boss. And then you have this, attack all enemies. We have the opportunity of the decreased attack, which is awesome in Clan Boss. So that means that you have the ability of pairing this with other decreased attack heroes, so that way you can keep that up longer, which means she's amazing on Clan Boss between her A1, her A2, and her A3. This is a great Clan Boss hero, and this is a great Arena hero because you get the increased speed. Her speed is already at 111, which is super fast, and she can also mess with the turn meters by decreasing the opponents. So she is an all-around absolute amazing hero, 3-star for sure. Next, we have Pittless One. I'm not even really going to bother all that much. I think this hero is pretty trash. I'm going to go with a 1-star. It can heal itself, which is, I mean, okay, but it's pretty much a glass cannon. The attack is really high, but it's just not great. Ability to boost its own turn meter, but nothing to follow it up with. Like, just attack one enemy 2 times. So I don't think Pittless One is very great. And then next we go to the Crimson Slayer, which is pretty interesting. Attack 3 times at random, opportunity of placing a sleep debuff. You have this, which has the ability to decrease a target's turn meter and increase her own by the same amount, which is pretty solid. And attack all enemies, and has the opportunity of placing a heal reduction. So here's what I think about Crimson Slayer. I think she's going to be great in certain dungeons that need the heal reduction. Anytime you need a heal reduction, I think she's going to be great for that because she can have a 100% chance of landing it with an attack all enemies. Pretty good. I think that she's going to be good in things like Fire Knight Castle between this and having a 3-hit A1. Be pretty good in dungeons like that. I think she's going to be pretty decent in Arena. I would give her like a 2-star in Arena. She has the ability to target a specific hero, so that way she can decrease and increase turn meters. And then this A1 has the ability to sleep, which you're going to have to be very precise on your timing. So, because you can wake up sleeping heroes, which means that you're going to either need heroes that can attack specific heroes, like the ones that are not asleep. But if you have her with heroes that have like AoE attacks, you're going to need to make sure that she goes after your AoE attackers do. So that way they don't wake up whoever she puts to sleep. So I think a 2-star in Arena, and I think she's going to be a 3-star in specific dungeons like Fire Knight's Castle or anything else with heal reduction. Alright, next let's go to the tribes and let's check out Occult Brawler. This dude is super interesting. Like, this is a pretty fun hero. So let's start with his passive. Each one of the turns, he gets a 2.5 poison for 4 turns at the start of each one of the turns. So he poisons himself. Interesting start, but here's what makes him really fun. Has a 70% chance of placing a 5% poison on a random enemy for 4 turns at the start of each turn. That is super interesting. So look, Occult Brawler is, to me, like this is a Clan Boss hero. He might have some ability in Arena because he does have a block revive, but I would say mostly focus on this guy for Clan Boss. He has a 74% chance every turn on placing this poison, but look, it's a 4-turn poison debuff. That's awesome to be able to have that kind of potential. Then his A1 has the ability to place poison as well. And so you can really do some poison damage on clan boss with this hero. And then his A2, you can read all of this, but basically the more debuffs that he has on himself, the more that this does. And he obviously places 1 at the beginning of each turn. So some of these skills will work throughout the fight. Now, here's where you're going to run into some trouble with him. I want to see what he's able to do on Clan Boss. I think he can do a lot of damage with his poisons, but one thing you are going to have to note is that because he does poison himself, he will basically be taking 10% damage on his HP every turn, which means he is going to die faster in Clan Boss. Now, obviously, if you put him with the healer or put him in lifesteal gear, he can heal himself. But you know the way that Clan Boss works is basically you survive until you get one-shotted. He is going to get one-shotted earlier because he's going to be constantly poisoned because of his ability. So that's something that you need to take note of and be aware of. But I think that he will be able to do quite a bit of damage before he goes down. So I like Occult Brawler. I think he's pretty fun. I'm going to say potential 3-star on Clan Boss. Maybe 2.5, but he sounds fun. I want to try him. Up next, we have our Barbarians. So we got a new one. We got Sikara, whatever. Attacks one enemy, fills her own turn meter by 25% if it's critical. Pretty solid. Attacks all enemies 3 times, which is pretty good. And each hit has a 40% chance of removing 1 random buff from the target. And then you have this, attacks all enemies, ability to place a weaken. And her passive, if she does have her sister on the team, then she will revive with 75% HP when she dies. So I think she is very good for Arena. I think she's going to be a really solid Arena hero. I think you can probably see some other uses for her. She might be pretty solid in Spider because she can attack all enemies 3 times and attack all enemies on both of these abilities. So I think you can probably see some Spider potential with her. But Arena, I think she's going to be great because each hit is going to have this 40% chance, potentially 60, of removing a random buff, which means she's a good counter hero. She can counter a lot of those people that you run into that have problems. She can take away shields. She can take away block damage. She can take away increased attacker speed or whatever it might be. And so this is a pretty solid hero. I'm going to say 3-star Arena hero, even without this devoted sister thing. Just this ability right here, I think is going to make her a great counter to a lot of teams. Her sister is okay. She can attack all enemies, which can increase cooldown, which is okay. A little bit more damage because of the ignored defense if it has a higher HP, and she can take an extra hit if it's critical. For here, I don't think this is super great. I don't see her as nearly as good as her sister. So I would say 1.5 star for Arena, and that's I don't know, not super great for me. Not really great in other places either. But the sister is pretty amazing, so I think she's going to see a lot of play. Up next is going to be in the Lizardmen tribe faction, and it is Basilisk. Now, he is a pretty great hero. I think he attacks all enemies, which is a really good on your A1. And he places an increased attack if the attack is critical. So he's just a good AoE attacker. And then this is what makes him great in Arena. Attacks one enemy and just places a stun debuff. So all you have to do is make sure that your accuracy is high enough. You can target whatever the problem hero is on the other team, attack it, and stun it. He's a good counter as well. So for him, I'm going to put him at like a 2.5 in Arena. I think he's going to be a solid hero. His passive is whenever he revives to 30% HP when he's killed, and he places a block damage buff on himself. So for him, I don't know, 2.5, maybe even a 3-star in Arena. But for other places, I think he's pretty normal. He's not going to be good in Clan Boss, and I think you can use him maybe in some dungeons if you need him, but not super great in boss fights. This stun doesn't really do much in any of these boss fights. So I think in other places, he's probably like a 1.5 star kind of deal, maybe a 1 star. You're not going to, I don't know, see like a ton of use out of him maybe. But I think he's going to be great in Arena just because of this stun. He is a counter hero, and we need more counter heroes so that way you can have more opportunities of beating those heroes that cause you problems. Next is a High Elf Rare, Adjudicator. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. I think it's a 1-star, a low % chance of the heal reduction, a little bit of decreased turn meter, and increased cooldown on one of the skills, which all sounds okay, but it just isn't good enough. There are better things that you can have in a lot of these areas. This stuff isn't going to really work on your bosses, and yeah, so yeah, 1-star for me for Adjudicator. Next is Banner Lords. It's a rare here, Vanguard. He's a void rare, and I don't think Vanguard is very good either. I give him maybe like a 1.5. His passive has the opportunity to decrease the duration of all buffs on the attacker when hit, which is, I mean, interesting, but not, I don't know, it's not super great. He can place a provoke, but it's a stipulation, so if it already has a decreased defense, and he places a decreased defense, but it's the weaker version of it. So I think there's just a lot you have to do here. He might do a little bit better if he is paired with other heroes. If you pair him with the right heroes, he might go up to a 2-star in Arena. Yeah, other than that, not very good to me. Definitely a 1-star hero. Alright, up next we have Harvester. Void Rare Dark Elf. 1.5 star for me. Attacks one enemy 2 times, places the weaker weaken, not super great. 80% chance up to 100 of block buffs, but it's only on one enemy, so you can target a specific enemy to block the buff. That's okay, not amazing, and you can attack one enemy and increase the cooldown of one of the target skills by 2 turns at random. So she has some interesting abilities. I just don't think that they're that good in comparison with other heroes. So I'm going to go with like a 1.5, but maybe like a 1. I think the block buff might be useful in things like the Magic Keep or something like that, where you can block those shields and things like that. But other than that, yeah, I don't see a ton of use for her. Alright, I think that's almost it. I'm going to skip the uncommon for the sake of time. It's an uncommon. So, I mean, it's okay. But if you like this, hey, hit like and hit subscribe. I know this video took a little while. I appreciate you sticking it out and watching it. Remember, comment, let me know what videos you want to see in the future. Later. Thanks.